Hey, what's up people, how are you? In this video I'm going to show you how to make a blockchain based app using Flutter. So in this video we're going to make an app, and what basically that app does is it's going to take your account, and you're going to specify a particular amount of cryptocurrency which you want to send to the another account, and you'll have to specify the another account also. So yeah, that's the functionality. It's going to send cryptocurrencies to another account. It can be used as a wallet. Yeah, exactly. And we are going to use the Ethereum network, which uses cryptocurrency Ether, and we're going to send Ether from one account to another. This particular Ethereum network can also be used to deploy smart contracts, and you can use your Flutter frontend to invoke those smart contracts. And to begin with, you'll be needing, apart from Flutter installed on your device, you'll be needing just one tool, and that is this particular tool Ganache. What it basically does is it provides you with a local blockchain running on your network like this. So I've got a local blockchain running on my network. You can download this app from this website, trufflesuit.com/Ganache, and when you download, install and open this app, you're gonna have something like this. I'm sorry, just let me switch it off. Yeah, move. You're gonna get something like this, and as soon as you click on Quick Start Ethereum, let me just open it, and yeah, you have a blockchain running on your network. You get their private keys, and don't get too excited because these 100 Ether are not worth anything on the actual Ethereum network. This is just like a test network. You can test your apps upon. So we're gonna, let's say we want to transfer some Ether from this account to this account. So we are gonna take the private key of this account and sign the transaction to transfer, let's say 20 Ether. So it's gonna transfer 20 Ether to this account, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We are gonna transfer some Ether from first account, which we'll call as our account, to this particular account. Alright, so apart from this, what we'll be needing is a library called as Web3 Dart. A package called as Web3 Dart. So what this package does is it helps your front end to interact with the blockchain. Yeah, that's the easiest explanation I could give, and it has got various classes which are going to be helpful. And another thing we'll need is a web socket channel. This particular let me search it. Okay, buddy, load. Yeah, we'll be needing this particular thing, this particular package, and one more thing we'll be needing is a HTTP package. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to close my room, and here I am in my editor. I'm going to create a new Flutter project like this. I'm going to open it in terminal, and I'm going to Flutter create, and let's say the name is Send Ether, and let's wait while it creates the project. And meanwhile, you can start your blockchain like this, and you will get 100 Ether for each account. You can access their private key from here. This is the private key, and also you have to check on which port is your blockchain running. So basically, this is the server upon which through which we are going to interact to this blockchain, and you need to check out this port can either be 7545, 8545, or I guess 9545 can also be there. So please check out, and this is something you need to take care of, else it's not gonna work. So let's get started. I'm gonna send Ether, and I'm gonna do a Flutter run. Alright, so let's wait for it to start. Alright, while our app gets started, we can install some dependencies like this. So the first dependency I'm going to install is Web3 Dart. This is the most important one. And the second one is is Web3 socket. Okay, my device got stuck. And buddy, web socket channel. This is the third one which we need. And last one which we need is HTTP. Yeah, we are done over here, and dependencies have been installed. We can save to run pubget, so it's gonna run Flutter pubget. Meanwhile, let's go to our main.dart, and let's import, or let's first clean up this thing. Alright, so I'm gonna remove this part. I'm going to remove this theme thing completely because you don't actually need it. Then I'm going to remove this title thing from here, or let's just pass the title over here. Say something like send Ether we have got our title as send ether. Then I'm going to clean up this comment. Even I'm going to remove this function from here. I'm going to remove this counter variable, this complete comment. Alright, gone. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this text box. Basically, we won't be needing any UI for this. The only thing we'll be needing is a floating action button to send a particular transaction. So for this particular video, I'm going to hardcode it, hardcode the address of the receiver and the sender and the value which we want to send. But definitely we can take input from the user also. But for the sake of this video, as I said, I'm going to hardcode it. The first thing you want to do is start a client server. But before that, we need to define some URLs, and that will be equal to, when you have a look over here, it's running on this particular port, right? So let's, or should I run it on my web Flutter? Okay, that would be better, I guess. So I'm gonna do a Control C. I can close my visor, close it. All right, and I'm gonna run it on Chrome later. But for now, I'm gonna make a function as void send. Okay, send transaction is already defined, so we'll have to do something. Send ether is a better name. And what this is going to do is, first thing is it's going to take some URLs. So I'm going to define URLs over here, and URLs are going to go like, I'll copy this thing from here, exactly this thing. Okay, I'm not getting the option to copy. Let's see, yeah, I got it. I missed out on edge. I'm going to retype it anyways, no problem. Alright, so I am going to first define these URLs as RPC URL as a string, and this is going to go like this. And then I'm going to redefine the HTTP part. Alright, and then we need to define a WebSocket URL. So if you don't know what WebSockets are, tell me, I'll make another video on it. But for now, I'm going to assume that you know what WebSockets are. Equals to this thing, and only difference is going to be, instead of HTTP, it's going to be a WS, and we'll have to put a slash at the end. Alright, these are our two URLs, and now what we need to do is we need to define a Web3 client. So what Web3 client does is, it's gonna help you to interact with the blockchain. So the Web3 client can be defined like this. I'm gonna make a Web3 client. Let's see if we get the, okay, so I guess there's some issue with the dependencies. Let's get them once again, like this. Wait for it to load. And Web3. Hello buddy. Client. So yeah, this Web3 client comes from this particular library, web3dart / web3dart. So it's gonna go like Web3 client. Sorry, dot, sorry, not dot, it's gonna take a constructor, gonna create an object of Web3 client like this, and it's gonna take a URL. So here we're gonna pass our RPC URL, and then it's gonna take a HTTP client. So I'm assuming that you know what a HTTP client is, and HTTP client works, can be made like this, client, and then braces. Client is not defined for, okay, so what's the issue, bro? We've got RPC URL, okay, so URL, and then client is not defined, so I guess we'll have to import it. Yeah, and last thing we want to define is a socket connector. Socket connector, and the socket connector can be defined like this, and this is going to be a IO WebSocket channel. So we are going to return IO. Okay, let's wait for it, this thing, a WebSocket channel dot connect. We're going to use this constructor, and we're going to pass in WS URL. Alright, and we'll have to chain it with dot task method, and we'll have to pass in a string over here. Like, we'll have to define the type of string like this, and then we can put our semicolon. So basically what it returns is a client which will help us to interact with this particular blockchain running over here. Okay, we have got 10 accounts, and we can now using this client interact with any of the accounts. Now the next thing I'm going to do is get the private key from this particular Ginash thing. So private key which we are going to use is this from the first account, and the first account can be different for you. It can from me, like it will definitely be different for you than what it is for me. So don't worry if it's different. So I'm gonna copy the private key. Now what I can do is let's say we can take the private key as a string private key equals to Control V, and we can end the string like this. Alright, now using this private key we can extract the address. So I'll show you that, but before that we need one more thing, and that is to get our credentials. Credentials, and these credentials can be extracted from using this particular client from our blockchain. So I'm gonna write await, and we'll have to make this asynchronous function. Await client dot credentials from private key, and we're gonna pass in private key over here. We are done. All right. So credentials are being returned over here. Then these credentials can be used to extract our address. So what we can do is Ethereum address own address equals to credentials dot extract address. And now let me verify that it works. That it works by I'm gonna print the our address, and it should match this particular first address which we see over here, and that would verify that we are properly connected to our blockchain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print own address like this, OWNA. Alright, now I'm going to run my app, run the Chrome. So this is going to run my app on Chrome. And if you run it on your mobile device, then take care that this is your localhost address and this won't work. You would have to use your IP address. Alright, let's wait for it to load on Chrome. And meanwhile we can write our further code. So using this own address, we can send a transaction like this. So I'm going to do a client dot, you get a method called send transaction. And what this is going to do is take input of these credentials to verify that this is from you, and it takes a transaction object. Let me add a semicolon. Transaction, I guess this should be, yeah. And this transaction can take like various values like from, to, and value which you want to send. So from is going to be our own address. So I'm going to write own address. Okay, alright, so it did not print anything because we did not call this function anywhere. So I'm gonna just comment it out, and I'm gonna call this function on the button tab. Let me just call it on this particular button tab. So send ether, I guess, CMD, send ether. Alright, now let's open our restart it once and open our Chrome. Okay, here's our Chrome, and let's line it like this, and keep an eye over here in the terminal, and let me just minimize it for a while. Alright, I'll bring the Chrome in. Let me just open the Chrome, yeah, and keep an eye over here. When I tap upon it, it's going to take some time, and it's going to print an address. And when I check my Ginash, it's the exact same address as the first address. So what that means is our private key is used to extract this address. Alright, so that means it's working. And now what I'm going to do is send a transaction like this. So let's just uncomment this part. Send transaction from own address, and second one is going to be to and 2 is going to be the address of the second person on our list, so to which we want to send the ether. I'm going to copy this address like this, and I'm going to paste it over here. Or let's define a receiver's address over here. So we can do Ethereum address receiver equals to Ethereum address from hex. We're going to use the from hex constructor, and I'm going to pass in the address over here. So this is going to return us a Ethereum address and to receiver. Alright. Next thing we want to do is add a value to this thing. So value is the amount which you want to send. So value will be equal to ether amount from unit and value. So unit is basically in which denomination you want to send. So when we see ether unit class, or I guess it's a enum, it has got various units, and these are all denominations of ether. Like way, it is 10 to the power 10 to the power 18 way is equals to ether, a single ether. So we are going to use this ether unit because way won't even be noticeable over here, and we're going to transfer something like, let's say 20 itself. And alright, we are done over here. Let's just restart our app, and now we can minimize this thing over here, the code editor. Our app has been restarted. Keep an eye on the balances. As soon as I tap this thing, it should transfer 20 ether from here to here. Okay, something's wrong it seems. No, it did. It takes some time because it might have taken some time for mining it. So that's why it took some time, but it transferred. And if I tap it again, it would again transfer. But yeah, it takes some time for mining. Alright people, so there goes your app. You can definitely take input of these things which I have hard-coded over here, like the private key, the receiver's address, and the amount you want to send in ether. You can directly take input from the user, but yeah, I've hard-coded it, and this can be taken input as a string and directly assigned to these value. It's not a big task. That's why I did not cover it. So that's it guys. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.